to the Anime and Chill Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Anime and Chill Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about Rent a Girlfriend, Death Parade, and Konosuba.
And a little bit of Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah, and a little bit of Demon Slayer. I actually kind of forgot about that. But before we get to Demon Slayer, Death Parade, and Konosuba, let's get our first impressions of Rent a Girlfriend. So what do you think of like the opening and ending music for the show?
I think the opening was cute, colorful, and the songs fit pretty well.
Yeah, I gotta agree. The like opening was pretty good. Like it wasn't terrible, wasn't the best in the world, but
Yeah.
fitting for the show.
The ending was cute in the song as well.
Yeah. What did you think about the characters for the show?
If I had to rank them, they're pretty all close. Except Mami. No one likes Mami. Probably like Kazuya, Mizuhara, and Kibe, which is his friend, if you remember his name.
I got to episode 2 and then I quit. I don't know. I heard a lot of good things about the show, but I had to check out.
It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't like the best.
It was just like for me, like for the first 2 episodes, we had this MC, which come on, he's pretty trash. He cries about this girlfriend and it's like, okay, dude, what? And then this girl, she's kind of like mean. Like she's like so mean. And I guess she's like assumed it, whatever. But I'm like, dang, like, can you chill out?
Mizuhara?
Yeah, like, it has to get better, right?
They kind of become basically friends or whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of people calling her like best girl and crap.
I liked her character a bit, but Kibe is main character is one of his friends, and he's just such a bro. He was like, because she's pretending to be his girlfriend in front of them as well. So, and they thought they were saying that we're gonna break up because they're trying to do that, try to get out of that situation. And he was sitting there just like, please don't dump him. He like giving off like how he's such a good person, like he cares about he may like suck at stuff like that, but he just doesn't give up or whatever. And I just you really need that bro.
Yeah, I think I know who that dude is. Was he in like the first or second episode? He's like one of those two friends.
The one with the black hair.
Yeah, I think I remember that dude.
Mami, his ex-girlfriend, sucks though.
She was so annoying too. The blonde hair girl, is that it? Mami? At first I even thought like, were they even dating? Because it's like this guy seems kind of like.
Yeah, I definitely see how like the first couple episodes, it would probably like
It has to get better because
yeah.
It's a very like I wouldn't say it's very popular, but I've seen a lot of like like Sea Dog talking about it, like the Trash Taste talking about it, and talking about like the best girls, all the other girls that show up that I don't even know who are. So it has to get better, probably.
Yeah, the more you get into it, there's aspects that you hate and love. I liked it. I didn't love it, but it was like on average playing. Like it was pretty okay.
Yeah, what did you think about the animation and maybe like the soundtrack to the
I think
show?
the animation was pretty well done, and I don't remember too much of the soundtrack.
Yeah, same. I don't really remember the soundtrack either. It's just, honestly, yeah, it's pretty forgetful. But the animation was actually, it's pretty colorful, but yet, it's nothing like insanely special. It's just one of those kind of like average type.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I'd say like maybe the strongest part of the show.
I think I liked it better than Uzaki-chan's, definitely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because Uzaki was like really basic, but this one has a little bit more style to it, which...
Yeah.
And then for the story and plot, what were you thinking?
Plot's interesting. The fact that you can rent a girlfriend and it's legal is pretty great, and I'm surprised more shows don't do that, because I think a lot of people have thought, like, why not just buy a significant other?
Yeah, Japan is wild. I think we can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, like that kind of clickbait. Rent a girlfriend, isn't that the name of the show? Like, or How to Rent a Girlfriend, something like that. What is the name of it? Just Rent a Girlfriend?
Yeah, just rent a girlfriend, I think.
It's interesting, but for me, it was like, so we know what's gonna happen. He calls up this girl, hangs out with her. This is just her job. She don't really care about him. And then eventually, clearly, she'll start liking him since these crazy events happened and they're together, sort of. Not together, but the grandma saw them. And now they have to, to make this charade or whatever to make it seem like she's really his girlfriend. And it's like, yeah.
Always gotta appeal to the grandmas, man.
So I think I can say without a doubt, Rent a Girlfriend is the greatest show to ever exist. But moving on, what do you think about Demon Slayer? You finally finished it.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is like probably like It's really good. Like, I loved the opening, like the visuals, and the song is great.
Yes.
Same with the ending. I like the ending as well.
I swear, man. Like the opening music, just absolute heat. Just Lisa killed that ending as well. What did you think about the characters for the show?
I love the characters. They were designed so well. Like, if I was to rank like the 4 in the group, I'm including Nezuko. It'd probably be Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, Nezuko. Nezuko only is like a little lower down because we don't see her that much, but I still like really love them all on like the same level.
Yeah. Zenitsu at first, like when he was first introduced, when I was watching the show and the show was coming out week by week, and I saw this fool and I'm like, bro.
Simp!
He's an absolute simp. Like, get this clown out of here. Who is this dude? But eventually, like throughout the show, like, I mean, he's a slayer. When he gets knocked out, like that was the cleanest moment, bro. Just watching the show week by week, and then that happens, and you're just like, oh my God.
With both Inosuke and Zenitsu, you start off not liking them, but like eventually you just give in and you're like, fine, they're kind of cool.
Especially Inosuke, the way he's like, just his face. Like he looks like a girl.
I love
Inosuke.
so
strange.
Like, okay.
I love that.
For a while, I was just like in denial about liking them. I was like, they're fine, and then like over time, I was just like, fine, I fucking love them.
Tanjiro, bro.
Tanjiro's
he's the one. He's the one.
He's such a good main character.
He's so like determined to like save his sister, and like that's a whole aspect in and of itself. But for me, like the biggest thing is like his selflessness when it comes to like people. When they're in that city, and it's like in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And there's this dude who's like, you don't know what I'm going through because his sister just died. And my man Tanjiro just like, he just gives him that look, like with such like compassionate face, and just, it's hard to explain, but it's like, you know what I mean? If you remember that moment, it's just, because I mean, clearly he knows what it feels like, but yet he doesn't go off on this dude. He doesn't do any of that. He's super compassionate, and just throughout the show, you see that. And it's just so like beautiful to me, I guess.
I think the thing I love most about Tanjiro is the fact that he can feel sympathy for his opponents, but he still gets done what he has to. He doesn't hesitate. He's just like, I'll just kill you a little bit more peacefully, demon lady in the woods.
Bro, that moment whenever he just, like, my man sent her out, like, it looked like he was sending her to heaven, sending this demon up to heaven, like, how graceful my man just slayed her. But he could, like, recognize that, like, what, like, she went through, and, like, how much pain, like, she was going through because, like, I guess the dad, or, like, the kid, what is his name, Rui, was, like, abusing all the people in the family, and, like, he could just see that. He could see the pain in this demon. Which everyone else in the show, like, everyone else in the show, like Giyu and all of them, they're just like, we're just gonna kill demons. Like, that's all we're here to do. But Tanjiro really has compassion.
I like how they have you sympathize with the like demons as well a lot of the time, because I mean, I want a reason behind like a person's actions, which like yeah,
because they give them the reason. Like, it's like, yeah, these are demons, right? They're the villain of the show, right? And essentially it's like, these are the things that are going to be dying, but they want you to also recognize that these were people. These were people with hopes, people with dreams, people with just emotions that humans have, and now they've been turned into this monster that just kills people. Tanjiro's amazing at recognizing that, and the show's great at like showing us that. So.
Yeah, there's a lot I want to learn more about, like the other characters as well, like Inosuke and Zenitsu. I want to know how, of all times, he got struck by lightning. I want to know what happens with Inosuke most of all, though. Like, why is he on the mountains?
I don't know. My man Inosuke's just out here to get smoke. He just wants to slay anything in his path, and it's amazing, to be honest.
But Inosuke in depression hurts just a little bit.
Oh, my man was so sad.
I was like, come on, man.
He got humbled. Like, he got humbled by that dude, because, gosh, that fight was so good.
Character development.
Yes, character development. What did you think about the animation and the soundtrack for the show?
I loved the animation. They managed to make everything adorable somehow. Like, even the dead bodies, I was like, that's kind of adorable, but not really. What is wrong with me? You know?
Oh my God.
And then the soundtrack, it was really fitting for the show, and I really like the soundtrack.
The animation, I think, is really what sells the show for me. It makes it like one of my favorite shows, because I remember watching the first episode. I didn't really do much digging into the show. I was just like, Demon Slayer. That sounds cool. I'm gonna click on that. And then like, bro, like seeing it looks so pretty that whenever they were in the snow and just the whole first episode goes down, it's just like the animation just looks so clean. And then once you get to where Tanjiro is doing his water breathing, like the art style on his water breathing and just the gore, it's just like so well done. Like they did crazy.
It's very unique. Like
yeah,
just the way
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I like the thick lines and stuff like that. It's not something you like see that often. Like, yeah.
Your favorite episode? What was your favorite episode?
I don't think I have a particular favorite one. They're all really good.
For me, though, I had to go with episode 19.
I mean, yeah, episode 19 is really good as well.
That's how the show kind of like blew up when that episode happened. I remember like the day that episode like came out, it was like crazy. Like everybody on Twitter was talking about it. That episode also like made the creator cry when she saw it. When I watched that crap, it is hype. It is just emotional. It's just like so well done. Like the animation on it, the colors, the music, bro. The music in that moment, in that episode 19.
It was so well done.
God, that music that's what really does it, to be honest, is that music just so well done. I love that episode. But yeah. What are your thoughts on like the story and the plot of the show? Where do you think next season's going?
I like the plot a lot. I'm not sure where next season's going to go, but him trying to turn his sister back into a human is like, I mean, it's kind of a little cliche, but not really.
Yeah,
but it suits it really well, and I like that it's like another story where he's traveling with his sister. You know?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about Demon Slayer, it's like the story. The story's not necessarily anything special. This dude gets his family slayed, which I didn't expect.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I came in blind, and I was just like, what the? This man's whole family just got slayed. But yeah, it's pretty cliche in that sense. And then he's on this mission to save his sister. That's not necessarily, the story is not necessarily where it shines. It shines with the animation. It shines with the soundtrack. And like, the characters are a bit cliche, but yet they're still lovable in a lot of ways.
Overall, the show is just really, really well put together.
That's the thing. As we said, the story's nothing amazing. The characters aren't the greatest, but I think the studio Ufotable, just like did an insanely well job on adapting like a good manga into an amazing anime. Like they just did so well with that. Yeah. I just love that show. So moving on, do you want to talk about Death Parade? Bro, the opening and ending music. What did you think about the opening?
Okay, personally, I watched Death Parade a while ago, but I can remember most of the opening. I personally really loved it.
Bro, it's so good. Like that opening slaps. Like
the song, the visuals, everything about it was different than what you'd expect from an anime with death in its title. The ending, I really liked the ending song too. It kind of sounds like something from the band, I think, Theory of a Dead Man. It sounds like something they would put out. It sounds like something I just listen to, like whether or not it's connected to an anime. It's just so good.
Like, I swear, I'm a dude that usually skips openings unless it's like really good. And this one, like, I had to listen to it every single time. It was just so good. And the ending was pretty good, but for me, the opening is just...
Yeah, the opening is...
so good. So fire.
Yeah, it's probably one of like my favorite openings.
What did you think about the characters for the show, if you can remember them?
I actually remember a lot more of Death Parade than most shows that I watch. I really liked Decim and his like whole character design, and Chiyuki, I think that was her name.
That was like the girl, right? The black-haired girl.
And I just really liked how Decim is like a character who's supposed to be emotionless, but he's still like, but the fact that he has human emotions that was given to him, like he's trying to still shows that sometimes. I forgot what episode it is, but hugging those two people, I was like, that's wholesome.
Like for me, Decim, of course, that's the thing about Death Parade, like the characters aren't necessarily its strongest department, like, right? You got Decim, the bartender, and I'm pretty sure, like, who else is going to be, like, your favorite character, like, per se? I liked his story, like, the way he clearly isn't supposed to have emotions, and then he starts having human emotions because of this girl, and just, the way that all unfolds is really interesting to see. But other than that, there really wasn't that many like breakthrough shining characters in the show. So that's definitely something I kind of wish it had. But like the concept's so crazy. Like when you die, you end up in this bar and just like all these
Yeah.
different games that they have. That's where the show really shines. It's just through those. So what did you think about like the animation for the show?
I
and the
love Death
soundtrack?
Parade's animation. The first
Mm.
episode blew me away, like straight off the bat with like the dart
Yes.
thing appearing, and it was just
Oh, the dart thing was so cool. So cool.
it was just like straight out of the water, like really well like animated.
Yeah, especially for like just all the different things that happens to the people's bodies and just their emotions, like because people be getting like crazy in that realm or whatever, in that bar, wherever they are. And just it's just so well done, to be honest.
I think Madhouse is known for good animation. I might be wrong.
It's a popular studio. So what did you think about like the story for the show? There's not necessarily an overarching story except for like Deckham's story, right? Like the way he's an arbiter and arbiters can't have emotions. Then my man has emotions,
I mean-
but also like what do you think?
I think it was intriguing because it's like more like just like going through like what's right and wrong for deciding where someone should go, whether it is
Yeah.
reincarnation or the void. That's kind of like an
Mhm.
underlying like sort of thing, and like I think it was just very different, and also
Definitely.
it was very. I think the plot was really good though, like just
Yeah, same.
in
Same.
what the show is.
And like the question that they asked that I thought was such a great question. It's like, how can we judge them? How can we, the arbiters, right, judge these people if they were only created to judge people, but yet they never lived. They've never like experienced what a human has experienced. How
Yeah.
could you even begin to judge, them? And that's interesting in and of itself. And then the whole aspect of them actually going through the process of judging people is so interesting to watch. Like there was this one where there was the detective and then there was this kid whose sister got
I remember that episode.
that was like the best the trial, I don't know, the judgment out of all of them, I think. And just such a cool concept, as I said, and it's cool to see all these different like stories play out. So if you're looking for like a show that it's interesting to watch, I'll just say that it's really interesting to watch. I definitely recommend Death Parade. Anything left to say on Death Parade?
Favorite scene or moment? When Deckham expressed sadness, I think, because
Oh my
like at
god,
the end,
yeah.
I was kind of taken aback by the overwhelming feelings that gave me at the time, because seeing Deckham have like this serious composure for most of it, obviously there's
Yeah.
the exceptions.
Like
to
all
things
of it,
that.
pretty much.
It was very
Yeah.
different, and I'd be lying if I say I didn't tear up a bit.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, yeah, that kind of got me to that moment. Just like, it was just so well done. That scene was just so well done in the show, the way he deceives her and yet how much that affects him, and the fact that he's an arbiter and he shouldn't be feeling emotions. And it's just like, man, what's my man going through right now? Like, damn. That was such a good moment. Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite moments as well. But yeah, that's our thoughts on Death Parade, pretty much. Definitely worth a watch, I'd say. Moving on, let's talk about Konosuba. So what did you think about the opening and the ending music for the show?
I liked both the openings. I preferred opening
Same.
1, like visual wise, and opening 2 for the song. The ending, I also really liked the songs. They were really cute and peaceful.
Yes, one of them, I can't remember like what it's called, but like one of those endings, just so peaceful. And then the openings for the show are just so crazy. I really like the opening and endings for Konosuba. What did you think about the characters of the show?
I like the characters. I think if I was to rank them, Megumin would be up top.
Yes.
Because explosions.
Yes.
Surprisingly, Darkness was probably my second favorite, because as much as I'm normally not drawn to her character types, every scene with her like killed me. I also really liked Kazuma, the advocate of true gender equality.
Yes. True.
I wasn't a big fan of Aqua. She was probably my least favorite of the 4.
She's not that great. Like, she's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
My man Kazuma has a point. Like, she's pretty much just useless. And honestly, I think my list would probably go about the same. I probably have Megumin, then my man Kazuma, then Darkness, then Aqua. The characters really sell the show for you, I think.
Yeah.
Like, It's definitely the best part. Like, there's not much else you're watching the show for. Like, you're not watching the show for the story. You're watching it because these characters are so funny and stupid. So, what did you think about like the animation for the show?
I like the animation. It was pretty good. Like, I didn't. I was like listening to the dub while playing Breath of the Wild for like most of like the second season and like half of the first season. So I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to stuff like that, but it's one of those shows that
That's a
I
perfect
felt like,
perfect
yeah.
show to do that. To be honest, perfect show.
But like the animation wasn't bad at all, and I really liked Megumin's power thing when she was doing the explosion. That was really beautiful.
Did you have a favorite episode?
Not really, not in particular.
Yeah, we know what we're getting when you're watching an episode of Konosuba. It's just like, what wacky things happening today, and that's fine because it works.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want a season 3, bro. But it's just kind of, you're only watching for the laughs, not really anything else. Like, as for the story and plot, I was about to say, what are your thoughts on the story and plot? And just honestly, there's nothing. Like,
I mean, the main plot to defeat the Devil King is like,
come on. Yeah, like that ain't happening. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I mean,
maybe it'll happen if he ends the series in the manga, but I doubt it'll get like another. Like, they'll actually finish the show right in anime form.
Yeah. I mean, Konosuba is like basically just a parody of stuff like that, and I love that.
Yeah, for sure. When I first watched the show, I don't know why. Like, I mean, I usually just jump into shows and I don't really do much research into them, other than like maybe I hear something on Twitter or I hear somebody say something about the show. And I just like kind of expected more story, and I was just like, bruh, like, really? Are they not gonna do anything? And like, that was not the right mindset to have when watching Konosuba.
I didn't really know what I was gonna get into because I've only seen 2 scenes out of context. And the first scene that I've ever seen out of context was one that my friend sent me, and he's like, just watch this, and that it's the first time Kazuma does steel. And,
the pant. Oh my god.
And I was like, yup, this is on my list now.
Yes.
And then I think the next one was watching people dub over anime clips, and it was the explosion with Megumin.
It's definitely a good show to watch, but you just gotta know what you're getting into, right? Like, you're not getting anything in terms of a story, but it's a funny show.
It's
for
entertaining.
Sure. It's a dumb show. Yeah, it's definitely entertaining.
If you want true gender equality.
Right, true gender equality is what you're gonna get with Konosuba for sure. It's just full of laughs, to be honest. And the movie, did you watch the movie or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't know there
the
was
movie's
a movie.
really, like, it's actually good. Well, it's just more Konosuba, right? Not necessarily going to be bad. It's just going to be dumb fun, right? And I definitely recommend watching the movie. It was hella funny. But yeah, I guess that's our thoughts on Konosuba. Do you have anything left to say on it?
Not really.
Yeah, that's our thoughts on Konosuba. I definitely recommend it. It's a really funny show.
If you're looking for something that you don't have to like 100% be like focused in onto, like the plot.
Yeah, just throw it on, bro.
Just
like, that's like it. Just throw it on, and then you'll look at it and you'll laugh. And it's a pretty decent show. But for the next episode of Anime and Chill, we're gonna be watching the legendary JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, bro. Whew. We're gonna be getting into it, bro. Like, this has been a long time coming. I can't lie.
But it's
finally the moment.
Admired the memes from afar.
Yes, and we're finally going to be getting into whatever that is, whatever the JoJo fandom is. We're getting into that.
The manliest anime.
I'm actually hyped. I'm so hyped to like finally watch it. So yeah, stay tuned for that because we're gonna be getting into it. And then Blue's gonna be watching Agretzko, which is a show I really like. It's just one of those shows you can throw on, and it's just funny. And then I'm gonna be watching Black Butler, which I don't know too much about, but I know Sebastian, the Butler dude. I that's all I know is that dude. So yeah, I guess that's it. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.